Welcome to the Dork Forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the Dork Forest and dork out for a while.
Hey folks, you're listening to the Dork Forest, or about to. The websites, JackieCation.com, DorkForest.com, TheDorkForest.com, if you like determiners, FamilyPetAncestry.com, if you like jokes, because that just leads you to JackieCation.com. Those are the websites. The credits, Mike Rickberg composed and sang that song you just heard. He sang it with his wife, Sarah Cohen. He'll sing the song at the end, his words to the Mexican hat dance. Patrick Brady fixes this audio. Vilmos fixes my website, JackieCation.com. There's several ways to support the show if you want to support the show. Most basic way, the PayPal button. Donate. Knock yourselves out. There's a PayPal button on JackieCation.com and DorkForest.com. You can also Venmo me at Jackie@JackieCation.com, where you can also email me and say things. Another way to support the show, pretty painless, the Amazon button. On both JackieCation.com and DorkForest.com, there's a link, a banner to the Amazon page where you just order like normal. Doesn't cost you extra. It just supports the show. There is also merch, whole merch situation. You can get Ranger of the Dork Forest t-shirts. You can get Dork Forest t-shirts. You can get my stand-up comedy t-shirts. All the t-shirts are union made here in the United States of America, so they run a little big because they're made by Americans. There's also my CDs and my DVD. All of that is available digitally as well, but if you want hard copies, you go to JackieCation.com, the merch page. Not available on the merch page are a couple of enamel pins that I haven't added to the merch page yet, and they are Meat Shield pins and Spooky Reading Girl pins. Email me, Jackie@JackieCation.com, if you want those pins. There's also a calendar of my stand-up comedy. Golden opportunity to see me live. And there are premium episodes of The Dork Forest, which are episodes that I've taped live, and they cost me a couple of bucks to make, so I charge you a couple of bucks for them. So if you've run through all of the free ones, go to thedorkforest.bandcamp.com and get a live premium episode if you'd like. The YouTube page is on fire. That's right. There's teaser clips on the Jackie Cation Dork Forest YouTube page, but there's also the entire episode, the whole episode of the Dork Forest are now uploaded to YouTube. So if you can't listen to iTunes or whatever at work, you can just have this on in the background with a beautiful picture of the guest and the logo. Enough already. I'm probably missing something, but let's get into the show. Hello and welcome to my cabin on the Joko Cruise. I am talking to the first of many sea monkeys who need to be recognized and lauded and called dorks to their face.
Aw, thank you.
Welcome to the Dork Forest, Kendra Zzyzwyck.
Thank you.
You are at Ginger Blivet on the Twitter, GingerBlivet. And you have a podcast yourself entirely about the television program Charmed.
Entirely about Charmed, except when we go on tangents related to the particular episode we're covering.
Oh, right, because there's things are being addressed in Charmed.
Oh, yeah.
That could also affect your personal life, or you could weed off onto. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, some of that also, like, wiki tangents. Like, they mention they have a reference that we then explain because the show is now, like, 20 years old.
Right. Yeah, like 92, right? Or 90?
98.
98.
Yes. Started in 98, went for 8 seasons.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
2006.
No one remembers like the last 2.
No.
I barely remember the last one.
Wow, and you have a podcast about it. So
well,
you
yes.
are in how many episodes of Charmed Chats pod are there?
Thus far we are in the beginning 10 of season 3, I believe. I think 305 was just released. Don't quote me on that. We had to move to a bi-weekly schedule.
Okay. And so how many... So there's probably 20 episodes a season, or...?
About 20, 22.
Okay. Nice. Mm-hmm. And do you essentially follow an episode? Are you essentially watching an episode and then doing a pod about it?
Oh, we get real pedantic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are 3 seasons into 3 seasons of Charmed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well... This is perfect for me, Jackie Cation.
Oh, great.
Because I love the first 3 seasons of Charmed.
That's excellent. The first season is my co-host's favorite season.
Kat.
Yes, her name is Kat.
There you go. It's Kendra Zzyzwyck, you guys, and Kat, and they have a podcast called Charmed Chats Pod. And Charmed Chats Pod, Charmed
Chats Pod.
That is a tongue twister. And so we're on the Joko
You should hear
cruise.
the theme song.
Right. We're on the Joko cruise, by the way, and it's late at night, but we're doing this. We're doing this because I think this is going to be great. It's going to be. Oh my God! I never did an episode of Hotel Art.
Yeah,
look at that.
I know, right?
There's actual art.
Yeah, I keep seeing in the mirror and thinking that looks remarkably like a swan and not a tureen or whatever the word for that is.
It's some sort of picture, and then like a plant. Okay. Maybe I'll post a picture of this later in life, you guys. Anyway, in other news, Charmed.
What can we say about Charmed other than, oh my God?
Oh my God. First of all, I love it.
Yeah.
Alyssa Milano.
Yes.
Who is on fire on Twitter, by the way.
Actually, all of them are.
Are they?
Pretty much. Alyssa's probably the most
outspoken,
frequent poster, I would say. But Holly Marie Combs does some good shit.
Okay.
Rose McGowan is an extremely opinionated woman.
Yep.
And her tendency is to get louder whenever she gets negative feedback, which could be, depending on who's giving it for what reason, could be good, could be not. It's her style, and I can appreciate that.
What about fucked up eye? Yeah.
Oh.
Her eye's slightly fucked up.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Well, it's just she's asymmetrical, so whenever you see how she's shot, like one of her eyes is lower
now I'm going to have to notice this every episode.
Right, I'm so sorry. But she's I've always loved her ever since Melrose. I've been on board.
From what I know, her because she's got cancer.
Doherty.
I believe she has breast cancer, and I think that fight is going pretty well for her.
Good.
Based on what I'm seeing on Twitter, because she decided to do a bit part in the new Heathers.
There's a reboot of Heathers.
Yeah.
Not broken. Can I just say that out loud? Mm-hmm. Heather's not broken. Nah, no need to do it again.
No.
Same with the movie Overboard, which is almost impossible to recreate.
I know.
How great
and yet
that
Anna
shitty
Faris
movie.
and company are
gonna try
in the throes of attempting it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything bad about the actors in it because it's a job.
Right. Steady work, and everybody's got their mortgage. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Overboard's one of my favorite shitty movies of all times, and you can't. Things have changed. Rich people have changed.
Yep.
And so have mini golf.
Yeah.
Mini golf has changed.
Yes, mini golf has changed.
So I don't know
lot.
how you're going to do the rich people thing or the mini golf thing. And I think both are equally important in the movie Overboard.
Probably. I think Ghost Ship is probably my favorite shitty movie.
Ghost Ship?
Yeah. It's
I'm
it just
getting
comes
it mixed
on
up with Ghost Dad, which nobody should ever watch again.
No, never. No, it was...
Who's that?
It just came on late at night on Spike a bunch, and so I kept seeing it.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically this haunted ship that people go investigate because they're trying to raise it for, money or some shit. And it's haunted by this evil spirit who killed all of the people who were on board back in, the 30s or something.
Sure.
Because they were all horrible, horrible people.
Oh.
And, it gets graphic.
So it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
And it's called Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
It sounds lighter than that. Who's in it?
It's such a generic name, though.
Is anyone in it? Anyone famous that Dabney Coleman?
Fuck
Anything?
if I know.
Okay.
It's like a C movie.
Okay.
That just happened to be watchable, and
On
so they
Spike.
kept putting it on and putting it on.
They must be, maybe it's in the public domain, so it was free.
Mayhaps.
High Spirits is the movie that I saw 26 times when I worked at the Odeon West End in London in 1989.
What's that one about?
Oh, listen to this cast. Ooh. Steve Guttenberg.
Yes.
Morgan Fairchild. Daryl Hannah.
Okay.
Liam Neeson. Peter O'Toole. Peter O'Toole owns a Scottish castle. He is not Scottish. Steve Guttenberg, Morgan Fairchild are fiancés that are come to visit to see a haunted castle. Peter O'Toole is going to pretend his castle is haunted. Guess what happens? Real ghosts show up. Daryl Hannah, Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson steals the movie. Nobody knows who the hell he is. We're talking 1989 here. 88.
Oh, wow.
And Liam Liam Neeson, I saw that movie 26 times, and every time I would just sit there and wait for Liam Neeson to show up. I have not seen it since 1989, have not truly missed it, but for some reason it came up today here on the ship.
Yes.
Because weird things will come up today
Always.
when you're sitting around talking to people on the Joko cruise.
Oh, always. You have no idea how weird and insular this entire thing is. There's a woman, Cece, who is getting someone to teach her how to make her own ukulele.
Oh my gosh.
And she hit me up for like general like
Construction?
instrument tips.
Well, because Kendra Zzyzwyck, people should know, your day job, your job is fixing stringed instruments.
Yes.
What does that include? Does that, like, do you just, like, nail on an extra piece of wood?
Oh, we never use nails.
Why would you use nails? That would
No.
affect the tone.
Well, for one thing, they slip out.
Right, nails.
Because the thing about instruments is that they vibrate, so that's really bad for nails.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
I knew that you didn't use nails. I thought I would just suggest nails, because I thought it'd be
fair.
wacky.
The parents might use nails.
Has that happened?
Yeah, we've had all manner of parent
Are you
repairs.
fixing rented
Yes,
instruments?
that is
what's
what I
happening?
do.
Okay, so
That is my department.
my sister played the violin, and I played the viola. Mm-hmm. And then I quit the viola, and my sister said, "What? We can quit?" Hilarious. A year and a half later.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, now I'm good at violin, and I like it." So she stuck it out, and then learned 9 other instruments, because I switched to wind instruments, and she was like, "Well, give it to me." She's a year and a half older.
Yeah, she and I would get along.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah. So
I will not give you the list of all the instruments at my home, but just so you know, it includes 5 recorders.
Oh, 5 different recorders? Are they distinct?
3 of them are soprano.
Okay.
Then there's a sopranino, which is tiny dude, and an alto.
Like a piccolo recorder? Is that
Kind
a
of,
separate
but not as annoying as a piccolo. You won't want to shoot me when I'm playing it.
tweet?
Yes.
Anyway.
They will actually be in tune with each other.
Oh, fair
is
enough.
what I am saying.
And Farrakhan.
Yes.
Let us talk briefly about the television program Charmed.
Yes, let us.
For we are 10 minutes into this program, and it's weird.
This is honestly what half of the podcast is like. It's just
Charm
tangents
chats?
all the way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, because you weed off, and then all
It's
of a sudden...
tangents, and then it's like a minute by minute play, and then my co-host spends a bunch of time describing the outfits because
She's not wrong.
the wardrobe on
She's
this show.
not wrong. Yeah. Okay, so what I liked, Shannon Doherty, Holly Marie Combs, Alyssa Milano, Shannon Doherty, responsible but grumpy.
Yes,
Holly Marie Combs, super middle child.
super middle child,
Alyssa Milano, tough rebel, come back to find
tough
out.
horny rebel. Yes,
Tough horny rebel, coming back. They're all essentially... Charmed is essentially Sex in the City, 1990s style.
but family and with magic.
Family and magic.
Yeah.
Right, which means it was better.
I
Yes.
guess it was inspired by Practical Magic, which is my favorite fucking movie ever.
Just saw it last year.
Uh-huh.
And guess what? Still holds up.
It really does.
And it's really good.
Oh my god! So I have a slight obsession also with Alan Silvestri soundtracks.
Okay.
That's one of them. That's how I got into it. Other one is Forrest Gump. The last one, Avengers, which is not something you would think.
He did Practical Magic. Mm-hmm. The terrible, soul-crushing movie Forrest Gump.
Yes.
That if you were of a certain age, you could like it, much like the prequels in Star Wars.
That feather theme there, that's him.
Sure, that's him. And then the first Avengers, Joss Whedon, team building,
Yep.
shawarma.
I believe he also did Captain America.
Winter Soldier?
No, the first one.
First Avengers.
Yes.
Got it. So, what do you like about that? The music in Charmed. Is it orchestral?
Well, no, that was the music in Practical Magic.
Oh,
was
Practical
what I
Magic.
loved.
That's right. Who
But
does
no.
the music in Charmed?
Honestly, I'm having trouble remembering, if
Fair enough.
only because they rarely use diegetic music.
Oh, right, because Holly Marie Combs owns a dance club.
Oh, does
And so,
oh yeah, from
and
season 2.
From season 2, and then there'll be. It was a great way to get local
P3.
LA P3. That's it.
And briefly, The Spot
The spot.
in season 4.
Wow. Okay, we got to back up. People don't remember this show.
No.
I barely
More people remember the show than you'd think, though.
Yeah, I barely remember this show. So they are sisters. Mm-hmm. They live in San Francisco.
They live in San Francisco.
In a house that could no longer be afforded.
It couldn't have been affordable then.
Right.
But
it's
they've
weird.
had it for
generations.
Yeah.
Since they were baby witches.
Since probably around the 1906 earthquake.
Yes, possibly before.
Possibly before.
Maybe it survived the earthquake.
Yeah.
They are sisters. Shannon Doherty works with antiques, if I remember correctly.
Yes. The beginning of the show, she is an appraiser at Buckland's.
Holly Marie Combs is a chef.
Sous chef, she's trying to be, I believe.
Right. Alyssa Milano
is unemployed.
Yeah, and almost unemployable.
Quite.
Yes. So, what do we love about this dynamic?
Mostly, we just love that they already feel like they've been sisters when they're coming into this show. They already have like a really good
It is
dynamic.
a great chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Even with them switching the shooting order and the showing order of the show, because certain episodes are just aired out of order and then that's the taken order. So sometimes the sister dynamics go a little bit backwards, like right at the beginning. But they feel like sisters.
Yeah, they really do.
Uh-huh. They bicker like sisters.
They bicker, they have the good energy, and it's sort of empowering. It always felt like they were all three strong in different ways.
Yes.
So it was kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
But they were all kind of a mess in different ways, too.
They really were. Especially with regards to hair.
How so?
Well, okay. This is probably very telling, but I can pretty much look at a screenshot of whatever anyone's hair is doing and tell you at least what season, maybe what episode. So this is with anyone's hair. All, like, Holly.
Even the cop?
No, it's Daryl.
Okay.
I can tell you based on what his weight is doing, what season we're in.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Right, because he went up and down.
A little bit. Probably Leo as well. They're white lighter.
Right.
But no. Piper, Phoebe, Prue, and Paige. I can probably get a reasonable ballpark on what episode that is from.
Mm-hmm. What does the hair look like?
Oh, fantastic. But also a mess, because sometimes they'll do really weird shit to it. I really enjoy, for example, Holly's trend with the like leather cuffs that go on the ponytail. That was really fun.
What?
Yes.
One ponytail? Like
or
one
two.
braid?
It could have been. It sometimes was two, and then she'd have like little tendrils. It was always very of the moment hair.
Oh, like
and the
most
clothes
fashionable hair
were also
in the
very
world?
of the moment. Yes.
And there was some sort of weird like end cuff like you do on horses?
Not even end cuff. It would span the entire length.
Like a shoelace that was wrapped around it?
No, not a shoelace. A leather cuff. They still sell these. My co-host has one.
Jamming hair into like a like a quiver.
Yes.
A quiver.
A hair quiver.
Hair quiver.
Hair quiver. Also bun cage. There's a bun cage at one point.
Button cage?
Bun cage. Like bun.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was some netting, if I remember correctly. Was
Maybe.
it netting?
I forget. All I know is my co-host has one. She brought it in to show me after we discussed this.
Does Kat have long hair?
Yes, she does, and it is cobalt blue right now.
At this time?
Yes.
She's working with some blue hair, and she owns a hair quiver.
Yes.
And she owns...
And a bun cage.
And a bun cage.
Yes.
Have you seen her using these items?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of want to see a hair quiver now.
I know, right?
First season?
No, that would have been more season 3 and onward for Piper. Probably 4, more likely.
Maybe
that
that's
was more
why
when
I
she
don't
was
know.
getting into her own.
Right.
Because I do also love the growth, the emotional growth that everyone goes through. Because Prue turns from prissy little, I'm the big sister, you must listen to me all the time, to honestly kind of a loose cannon by the end of season 3.
Yeah.
Like, really loose.
Like when she gets her extra powers.
Yeah, but that was in season 2.
Okay.
Sorry, I do not mean to act like I'm correcting you.
No,
Okay.
but feel free to. Somebody
Okay.
had to... I get Billy Idol and David Bowie mixed up. So
Right, yeah.
know in your heart that I am born to be corrected, especially on this program. Because here's what I remember.
Better than being born to run.
Monster of the Week, usually, right?
Often, yes.
And then small arcs until later in the season when they had the baby and the... See, when the baby, that jumped the shark for me, the baby.
That's fair.
It's, but I love Monster of the Week because it felt like Buffy.
Buffy, though, did have actual season arcs. Charmed didn't really have that, although they usually tack on some kind of convoluted, like, insert evil group name here.
Right. They did have evil
Because
group
first
name.
it was the council, and then for one episode, and then it was the triad, and then it was the source, and then it was...
Is that all the
God
first
knows
season?
No, that was season 1, 2, 3-ish.
Okay, so let's talk about the bad guys. So they're fighting... It was the council first. Is that right?
For, like, one episode they mentioned it. Yeah.
And who are the council? Oh, they were just...
It
some
was
of the...
mentioned and then dropped.
Huh.
In, like, the last episode of season 1, and then they come back into season 2, and it's the triad now.
Okay.
And they are these lovely dudes in these great crushed velvet yellow hooded robes with double-circled pentacles on the back.
Was Leo... What was Leo? He was a white lighter.
White lighter. First they
We're
called
jumping
them
around
the
a lot.
elders, I
If you've
believe.
never seen this program, feel free to get the show. I believe it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix, and they lost the copyrights to all of the music therein that was not played live on the show. So have fun with that.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to be distracting because it can't possibly matter. Don't worry about it.
They just removed the lyrics from the opening theme.
Oh, there you go.
And then switched everything else out. So unless it's like the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing. They had live music on there. Kind of like Buffy as well. So like
Okay, yeah.
in the club. It's always good to have a club thing. Because
Right,
then
'cause-
you can have the live music.
Then you can have live music and you can book bands that need work in Los Angeles is what is
Absolutely.
happening there. So, but it was mostly like a warlock would show up and then they would vanquish him.
Warlock, demon,
Demons,
otherwise boogeyman.
right. And, I mean, yes, Buffy the Vampire Slayer had more of a boss battle fight to it, more of
Yeah.
an arc. This was more Monster of the Week with smaller arcs.
Yeah.
If anything. Like, there was a couple... Were there any, like, two-parters?
I'm struggling to remember.
Okay.
I believe the longest they had, like, a single big bad was the Source.
Okay.
And that went through from about season 3 through to the end of season 4. But the thing they did was they effectively killed the Source in the middle of that and switched the Source to being someone in the show that you knew. And so it was the process of, like, realizing, oh, he's the problem.
Wait, is that when was the Source the owners of Buckland?
Oh, no, that was Rex and Hannah. They died quickly.
Did they? Did they die in the first
They
season?
died very quickly.
In the first season.
Yes. Not even anywhere near the
Did
season
Angel kill
finale.
them? Who killed them?
They technically killed each other.
Okay.
Rex blackmailed the girls into giving up their powers into a teeny little lantern.
Okay.
And then when the girls brought it to the auction house, I believe Leo at home was healing the Book of Shadows, which
Okay.
somehow fixed everything.
Right.
The powers went back into them, they froze everything, and then Hannah, who had turned into a panther, killed Rex, and then she got ate by fire from the floor.
Okay.
Because evil did not like that they had failed. Yet again.
Yet again.
Yet again.
Because they were just tools of evil.
They really were.
Right. They were certainly tools.
They were, oh my god, especially Rex.
They were just freaking...
And that hair, that floppy, like, Hugh Grant knockoff hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your... Now, the outfits I don't remember either.
Okay, there's one from episode 3 of season 1
Okay.
that I will describe to you thusly.
Yes, please.
Cable knit. Tube top.
Wait,
Cable
together...
knit. Wait, there's more. Hoodie pocket. With matching sweater. I am not kidding.
Wait, are we talking about a cable knit sweater tube top
Yes, with a hoodie pocket
with a hoodie pocket
that has
like
a sweater that
muffy,
goes over
a
it.
muff kind of thing where there's no pocket that your hands meet in the middle?
Uh-huh.
Like a sweatshirt.
Uh-huh.
What's happening?
It's the 90s.
It is the 90s.
And this was Prue wearing it.
Oh, Prue's wearing...
Oh, my God.
Because there was a lot of sit-ups in Shannon Doherty's life. So they had to show her midriff. And so she's wearing a hoodie, a hooded cable knit tube top. With
the hood is on the sweater.
The hood's... which is wearing over the... Okay, so
which is why it took me 20 minutes to notice that it was a tube top with a hoodie pocket.
Wow. That is a lot.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Shannon Doherty's character never had exactly one work-appropriate outfit the entire time she was working at Buckland's, and it was to do an estate sale for some poor bereaved woman.
Right.
That was it. Everything else was completely work-appropriate. She showed up to work in a legitimate, like, corset shirt type thing. Like, it wasn't an actual corset, but it looked like corsety.
Right, that is sort of that thing that happens now.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was see-through. We literally will point out if they're not wearing a bra because it's that obvious.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Free nipples, you guys.
So free.
So get out there. If you've always wondered what the nipples of three very young, attractive actresses look like in the late 90s,
yes,
knock yourself out. Uh-huh.
The outfits tend to get better as it goes on.
My ad. We're about to do an ad. Hey, guys, it's Jackie Cation. And today's ad is for Secret Deodorant. It's a new active deodorant for women made by Secret. Remember Secret? It's a secret. Here's the thing about the Secret, is that it uses sweat-activated technology. So it's odor-neutralizing molecules to trap odor, lock it away, replaces it with a fragrance. That's right. I looked into the ingredients in this thing, and it's good. So I'm looking forward to use it. I myself do not work out. It could be fitness, but it doesn't have to be. Because most of us are moving around during the day at some point, doing something. I hope so. At the very least, just can go get a cup of coffee. Really? All right. I'm not active myself, but I still need a good deodorant because on stage, I tend to sweat a lot. So if your heart rate goes up, Secret Active is designed with long-lasting scents, which provides a constant reassurance that it's working so that you don't have to reapply the deodorant every time your heart rate goes up. Buy some. You could pick some up today at your local retailer. Secret Active is the new deodorant, and you should buy some. Now, let's get back into the show. Because their characters change, and they become more powerful kind of as people, too, right?
Very true.
So the caricatures, Shannon Doherty, prissy, and bossy, and all about responsibility. Holly Marie Combs, I've always thought of her as super responsible.
Kind of the mediator, a little bit of ball of anxiety.
Initially,
yes.
Right. And then she turns into
big boss lady.
Kind of a badass.
Oh, such a badass.
And kind of a mom. Because she's an actual mom at some point. And then Alyssa Milano sort of becomes this powerhouse. You know who I always think looks like Alyssa Milano? Today is the woman who plays Quake on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ah, yes, Chloe Bennett.
Chloe Bennett has sort of that same dark-haired, very pretty
a little bit,
actress-looking.
Yeah.
To her. And they might have the same frame. They might have the same body type. Because I was like, oh, that's Alyssa Milano. And I was like, no, she's now 40 or whatever. And she'd probably be inappropriately booked as that woman's mom.
Probably.
Yeah. And
Holly's now doing mom roles.
Is Holly?
She was on Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, which I accidentally had to watch because I was on a podcast called Pretty Little Liars.
Oh.
Pretty Little Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Which was an amazing podcast, but I had never seen the program. So we watched an episode of Pretty Little Liars. They bought me dinner. We watched an episode, and then it was like a two and a half hour production.
Wow.
Because you would sit with your dinner that they were like, what would you like? Here are several menu options. And he also gave me that he gave me a trinket in my Harry Potter nesting doll swag bag, which is me. It's carrying a purse.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right, it's got all the different
Harry
Potters.
It's literally Harry Potter nesting dolls, guys.
Yes, it is. With different
outfits.
Different outfits.
Oh, one for each year.
One for each book.
Yes.
Yes.
That's perfect.
It's adorable.
Yes.
So we've weeded off again. Mm-hmm. It'll happen.
We always do.
So, so first 3 seasons. When does Shannon Doherty leave? Season 4?
End of season 3.
And that's right. That's why I like though I like Rose McGowan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she does a great job on that. Honestly, I think that was some of her best work. Though I'm admittedly not familiar with all of it.
Right.
Like I remember,
I loved her on it.
I remember this
she's
Lifetime movie she did where she was like a devil child trying to seduce an older man.
When
like,
she was younger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was right before, or maybe a couple years before she jumped. I think it was. Did she do Scream?
I don't know.
Am I remembering that?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think it was in between that and Charmed.
Okay. So at the end of season 3, Shannon Doherty, I believe, dies. Spoiler alert, you guys. Prue dies.
Shannon Doherty
still living.
Yes.
Turns out, fighting cancer, doing a great job.
Yes.
Okay, in other news, sorry, the character Prue dies.
Yeah, Shannon tried to leave at the end of season 2, but they had her for 3 years in her contract. They would not let her go.
It's the Harvey Weinstein of television. That was the guy. Aaron Spelling?
Oh, yes, Aaron Spelling.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, Aaron Spelling's probably a creep.
Mm-hmm. And I believe Constance Burge also left around season 2.
Okay.
Maybe somewhere in season 3.
Who's Constance Burge?
She's the one who created the show.
Oh, okay.
Constance M. Burge.
Okay. How do you spell Burge?
B-U-R-G. Like
Okay.
Burge, but with a B.
Okay.
It's a voiced consonant.
Oh.
Sorry.
Welcome to Kendra Zzyzwyck, you guys. It's at Ginger Blivet, by the way. B-L-I-V-E-T. Ginger being spelled like ginger.
Uh-huh.
And,
that's me on all the platforms.
Charmed Chats Pod. I kind of want to go through... I mean, this is just going to be just sort of an overview of what is then re-examined through what is clearly approximately 60 episodes of
well, thus far,
Charm
probably
Chats.
only about 45.
45 episodes.
Yeah.
Now's the time to get in, guys. Ground floor of the Charm Chat. And
it gets long, it gets pedantic.
Oh, that's perfect.
Really?
Do you know what that is? That's a real clock eater when you're driving to work.
I know, right?
So who doesn't want that, especially when you're talking about Charmed? So here's what I want. I want your favorite monster of the week in the first 2-3 seasons.
Oh, the first 3 seasons.
Who's your favorite bad guy?
Shit. Now
Is
I have
it-
to pick. I'm
yeah.
bad at making lists.
Okay, well, pick a couple. It's okay.
Okay, well, first of all, Jeremy is Piper's fiance in the first episode. The first episode fucking ever. Turns out he's a warlock. And then they try to vanquish him. That is the word they constantly use throughout the series. Vanquish.
They're going to vanquish him.
They're going to vanquish him.
All
They
right.
try to vanquish him. They say a spell, and it does not kill him. Instead, what it does is make him sprout thorns all over.
It makes him
All
into
through
a-
his cable knit sweater.
He also cable knit.
There's a lot of cable knit in the first couple seasons.
Do you think that there was some knitting? Aaron Spelling liked possibly a wool?
I don't know. I think it was just the style. Because Holly was also wearing a lot of short sleeve or sleeveless turtlenecks.
Oh, yeah.
Or mock turtlenecks, and I hate them.
The mock turtleneck, I love a mock turtleneck much more than a regular turtleneck. Regular turtleneck kind of crouches, just gets real tight on my neck.
I just don't think they're very flattering for anyone.
No? All right.
They're probably...
I'll look again.
I'm so glad
Those-
that season 3 they stopped.
Well, here's the thing about those 3 people, is they literally could be wearing a potato sack. And you're like, those are some good-looking people.
I think at one point they were.
Wearing potato sacks? Oh, wait, did they go back to Salem at all in the first 1 or 2 seasons?
Third.
Third season was
That
the
would
first
be
time
third season, episode 3 or 4.
they go back to Salem.
Yes,
Time
they
travel.
get taken back. And
They get to meet their
They get to
first
wear lovely little, like,
pinafores and
bodices and shit.
and like crinoline or
Oh, they don't wear the
bonnets or-
hats.
They don't wear the hats?
They don't wear the hats.
Everybody else is wearing-
Alyssa, who is blonde in this season, gets a lovely French braid.
Oh, nice.
Holly is down. Shannon is down. It's really funny because right before they get transported, they're all wearing like witchy costumes because it's Halloween.
Oh, right.
And Shannon's like
Halloween
some kind
episode.
of fairy witch, and she's got like glitter all over her face.
Yeah.
And Holly is Glinda
Oh, Glenda the Good Witch.
Yep.
From Wizard of Oz.
with the strawberry blonde wig
Okay.
because that's apparently more accurate somehow. I forget.
right. Even though, what do we know?
Yeah, and then Alyssa is... I want to call her Boobarella because that's what she looks like. I think it starts with an E.
Okay.
But
Esmeralda? No.
no, like witch with lots of cleavage and
okay.
black mullet wig.
Like Elvira?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, who was like a monster. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It
was apparently a protest statement, according to Phoebe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All
the
right.
character, not...
right.
Yeah.
She was protesting.
Yes.
She was like, let's embrace it, but also make it sexy.
Yes.
That kind of thing?
And Prue was very impressed that she could protest and show cleavage all at once.
Yes. It's good for them. Yeah, I like their sniping on each other, too.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
It's pretty...
We like to point out any cute sister moments that happen between them, because there are a lot. And sometimes it'll just be as simple as, like, you stole my boyfriend. Yeah, I kind of did, didn't I?
And you're like, what? How were you raised that you thought that would be okay? Anyway, it's an interesting dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then of course Shannon leaves. They have to continue the show.
Right. Find a third sister.
They can't just end it because nothing's done.
Right.
And they bring in Paige, played by Rose McGowan.
Right.
And they have to retcon basically half of the family history, because the entire family history is that they were born, their mom died.
Yeah.
And they were raised by their grandmother.
Yes.
Who they call Grams.
Yep.
Who, well, I forget who she's played by,
but she comes back as a ghost all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And she's a classic
and
actress.
The mom is played by Finola Hughes.
Okay.
And so they have to retcon it, saying that the mom was having an affair with her white lighter, which, granted, we had already known, but we had not known about the pregnancy.
Right.
And the thing about Charmed is they cannot decide when the girls were born. They cannot do that.
They cannot.
They keep changing it.
Oh, do they actually change it? Like
More
dates?
like they forget when it was.
Like, and nobody wrote it down or wants to check an old script?
I think the set dates happen somewhere in season 3 or something.
Okay.
Or possibly once Prue has a gravestone.
Right.
In a mausoleum. I think that's literally set in stone, and so they have to keep that one.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
But other than that, it's kind of flexible.
And Prue's supposed to be the oldest. And what's she supposed to be, 25?
28, I want to say.
28?
Because she's supposed to be born in 1970.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
and then
she's born...
They keep changing, like, how old the girls were when their mom died. Like, at first...
I do that. I change it all the time what year my mom died. What?
Yeah.
That'd be weird. Anyway, my mom died when I was... I just turned 8.
Oh, wow.
But... was it when I just turned 7? We don't know. It was all I remember is that it was right around my birthday, and I thought that she was that I was 7 and she was 33. But it turns out I believe I was 8 and she was 34.
Okay,
ruining my joke about when she died and her being the age of Christ. And my father was like, which is on my new album, and my dad was like, she actually had her birthday 8 days before, and I said, well, she wouldn't have wanted that joke not to work, Dad. Anyway, so if Shannon Doherty was, if Prue was born, 1970, when was Piper born?
Supposedly 2 to 3 years later.
Would have been like 73. And then what's Alyssa Milano? Phoebe. That's
would have
right.
been about 75.
That's right.
And then their mom is supposed to have died in like 77.
Okay, so then Paige would have had to have born in like 76.
More like 77.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what killed her.
Yeah.
And
you remember that episode where they go back in time to the 70s?
Yes.
Well, the actors who play Little Prue and Little Piper are supposed to be about 5 and about 2 or 3. They're not.
No?
The actress who... they don't even look that age. Like, the actress playing Prue is about 7, and the actress playing Piper is about 5. But she's a very small 5.
Okay.
Very cute, little pigtails. Little overalls.
Aw, adorbs.
Very adorbs.
Super cute. Who doesn't want to go back and look at see how cute they were when they were kids? That's why they love that 70s episode.
You know what I love? Going back in time and seeing Rose McGowan wearing braces.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. With a beeper. Because 90s.
She had a beeper.
She had a beeper in the episode where she traveled back in time to see how her adoptive parents died.
Oh.
Which was bad.
Right.
FYI.
And that's why it was in a car accident.
It was in a car accident.
That she lived
orbed
through.
out, which is the term
Yes.
when white lighters do shit and travel.
Right, because she's half wife lighter.
Yes, white lighter.
Yeah, she's half white lighter, half witch.
Uh-huh.
Which was frowned upon. It was a mixed marriage of not okayness.
Yep.
Which is why they didn't want Leo and Piper to get together.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, currently we're watching through the bit where Piper and Leo are kind of on probation, is what they call it. And there was the really fun episode where Piper is afraid to have sex because she thinks the powers that be are watching.
Right. And instead of her thinking that'd be sexy times.
Yeah.
And so, interesting. So
Yeah.
Leo's like, no, they're not watching.
Uh-huh.
You sure they're not watching? But he's a white lighter, so he was...
He's trying to be supportive. He's like, they're totally not watching. They're totally not watching, but they keep calling him away anyway.
Yeah.
So
they're watching.
3's a pattern.
Yeah,
It
that's
happens
better.
3 times.
So every season, first season, was there a Halloween episode?
No, that was 3rd season.
So the first Halloween episode doesn't happen till the 3rd season. That's them leaving money on the table.
They kind of do some type of stuff. They have a Friday the 13th. Oh, Barbus. That's my favorite. I just remembered who it was.
Your bad guy?
Mm-hmm. He's the guy who shows up on the Friday the 13th. Because
Okay.
he's the demon of fear.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And that's the episode where Phoebe had not one single wardrobe change.
the whole episode.
The whole episode, which was monumental.
That was an amazing episode.
Mm-hmm.
Is that first season?
Yes, first season. Not the 13th episode. It might have been the 13th episode. I kind of forget. But
Right.
yeah.
And he comes back in other seasons, doesn't he? Don't they
Yeah,
banish
he comes
him?
back in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they banish him, right?
Yes, they banish him. Back to hell or whatever.
Or wherever
Or whatever.
demons of fear are being kept.
Yeah.
At this time.
I guess there's some kind of like cosmic confluence where he can only arrive on the
13th of
1000th, whatever. You know, you pick an alignment, any alignment.
Right. It's
Whatever the cosmos is fucking doing, who knows?
right. And then okay, so why is he your favorite?
He just has so much panache.
The actor
The actor.
kind of nails
He
it.
does this really great, sniffy thing that I just think is excellent character work.
Can you do an impression?
He, waves his hand in front of his face, and a shadow passes in front of the subject's face.
Ah.
And then he reads your fear on his palm like he's written it as though it is your number.
Aha.
So he's got your number.
Wow.
Tried to drown Prue twice because she's afraid of drowning because that's how Mom died.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. Mom died at the lake,
At the lake.
and there was a monster in the lake.
There was a monster in the lake, and honestly, I don't know how they knew she was killed by a demon because they did not know about magic prior to getting their powers. Oh yeah, that's the other premise of the show. They didn't know up until the first episode.
Right, because Grams had some sort of put a forget spell on them.
She bound their powers,
That was it.
and that ended when she died. Apparently, according to Jeremy, killed or pushed or something. She fell down the stairs.
Old lady fell down the stairs.
She fell down the stairs, and then I guess Jeremy took credit for her dying in the hospital or some shit. He was not a nice man.
No.
No, and he came back at the beginning of season 2 because they had that demon Abraxas who was literally reading the Book of Shadows backwards, entirely backwards,
Okay.
in order to undo all the work that they had done. So we get a lovely flashback of every one that they've killed.
Right. So, because if he reads it backwards, it removes the spell.
Yeah, it unravels all of the stuff.
Oh, interesting.
And now knowing what goes into the prop making of that book and how many errors there are that you can just see on camera. Yeah, reading that backwards, you would have gotten through a heck of a lot. Because it's a very thick book.
Yeah.
And in order to make it thick, they often put in repeat pages.
Okay.
And you can see this a bunch of times because despite the girls constantly reading this book, they can never find what they're looking for.
No, they're always...
They can never find it. And occasionally Grams will, like, flip it herself from the beyond.
Yes.
Which is always fun. Or one time Mom did it and then wrote in it.
Oh, that's right.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. But you'll see on camera, they'll be talking about trying to find a spell, and you'll see them flip past it several times.
Right, because it's
and then they'll
it's been
finally
written
find it.
like 4 times. It's like my comedy notebook where I've written a premise every couple of pages because I've found a new angle.
Yeah.
And except for it's the same spell.
Exact same one. Or same information, or sometimes it'll switch orientations, like suddenly the page opposite the demon they're talking about has a vanquishing spell for no goddamn reason. Like, it wasn't there before. That was definitely blank.
That was definitely...
And they never like, decide to have that be a thing. Because, you could explain that.
You could write that right into the show.
Absolutely. It would be so much easier for why it makes no fucking sense.
The book is magical.
The book is magical.
It's got all kinds of things happening that could happen to it.
Mm-hmm. When Melinda Warren comes back from the past in season 1, because Rex and Hannah resurrected the guy who got her caught and killed. Matthew is his name.
What happened? Wait.
Okay. So Melinda Warren, who is their, like, the origin point of their powers, she had all 3 of their powers.
Oh, she was the first witch.
Yeah, she had the telekinesis, she had the freezing time, she had the premonition.
Okay.
And for some reason that's now split out into her ancestors. But it's also, I guess, like, more powerful as it goes on.
Okay.
And the girls, Prue, Piper, and Phoebe, are the charmed ones because they are the prophesied 3 sisters. Because there's never ever been 3 at once.
People aren't having 3 kids back in the 1900s.
Back in the 1970s, we guess.
Yeah, I guess that's when people were having more than one child.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the evil owners of Bucklands, in trying to destroy the charmed ones, summon Matthew, who is a warlock who will absorb the powers once he's hit with them once.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then they don't work again.
Right. Essentially, Piper tries to freeze him.
Mm-hmm. He freezes a little bit and then comes right out of it.
Comes out of it and has her power.
Right.
So, Phoebe's power is... Premonition.
Mostly involuntary.
And how does she have that at him?
He grabs her.
Oh, he grabs her.
Because it's touch activated
for the most
part.
Yeah.
Sometimes she'll walk into a room and there's like so much energy in there that it'll do the
and
thing.
then Prue's, what's her power? She can move things with telekinesis.
And then later, astral projection.
Yep. And so Matthew is the warlock who can absorb these.
Yes.
And Rex and Hannah bring him back.
Yeah. They summon him somehow. And then, in order for the girls to defeat him, they summon Melinda Warren.
Ah, who's the originator of all the powers. Because she's got all 3 powers.
Yes.
And she knew Matthew back in the day, right?
Oh, they were lovers.
That was right. That was right. Okay, I vaguely remember.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got it.
How did she vanquish him again?
She sucked him into a locket.
Oh, yeah.
And the deal is that Rex and Hannah found the locket, but they had to have Prue open it or something. Mm-hmm. Like, they couldn't open themselves. Only one of the Warren line could open it.
Yeah.
And so it involves stuff like a spotted owl feather, which, spoiler alert, are not available on the eastern seaboard at any point.
Right, 98, early days of the internet.
Early days.
No Amazon Prime, you guys.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be hard to get a spotted owl instantaneously. But
absolutely.
Here's what I say. Grams has like a fly fishing room, and she's got a spotted owl feather.
Oh, if only that were true. If only things were that easy. Instead, in later seasons, they just go to Chinatown.
Oh, is that where they go?
A lot. At least 2 episodes worth, which is why I remember it.
My ad. I'm about to do an ad. Hey, you guys, it's an eHarmony ad. Stop waiting and start your journey to a satisfying, meaningful relationship. It can be fun to play around with online dating apps, but when you're ready to fall in love with someone and have a meaningful relationship, there's one app that's built to bring you real love. eHarmony. Come see how eHarmony can change your life. Go to eHarmony.com and get started. Enter my code, JK, at checkout. JK stands for Jackie-cation, oddly enough. Right now, my listeners can get a free month with eHarmony when they sign up for a 3-month subscription. Enter my code, JK, at checkout. I met my husband on an internet dating site. You guys know it. I am a huge advocate of the drop-down menu option. Fill out a big, long questionnaire saying what you want in a relationship, and then you put it out into the world, and then you get to meet people. And eHarmony is a great way to do that. So, go to eHarmony.com, get started. Enter my code JK at checkout. Let's get back into the show.
Well, good for them. But because, you should use, if you have a show in Japan, if you have a show in San Francisco, please send your people to include non-whitey magoos by going to Chinatown. and so they did, and it worked. Well, good for them. Okay, so your favorite bad guy is Barbas. Mm-hmm. And who's your favorite good guy?
Daryl.
You like Daryl better than Leo?
I love Daryl.
Why do you like Daryl better than Leo?
He's just got so much more personality. Like, Leo's a goody two-shoes, and sure, he's sweet, and yes, he's got a cute butt, but, that's not everything you need in a person.
No.
Daryl is dependable. He is the straight man to the girls, and I love it.
He really is. And
he really is.
And he believes, you know what else he is? Good cop.
He really is.
I think it was the first episode or two. Was he the partner of Prue's?
Andy Trudeau.
Yes. Whatever happened? Did Andy get killed?
Yep.
That'll happen.
End of season 1.
End of season.
That was the finale.
That was the finale.
Against one of those that guys.
What's a that guy?
Like, the actor is a that guy.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name at the moment. But he's a that guy. Unlike James Hong, who is also a that guy, who was in Chinatown. But I make an
remember
effort.
him.
I make an effort to remember him because he's in everything.
Now, have you gotten to the episode where Jason Stewart plays the demon?
Jason
Stewart is a stand-up comic.
Okay.
Who I've been trying to get on the pod for a good 6 years. Hasn't worked out. He's a comic, and he does a lot of gay cruises and stuff, so he's always on the road. Or now I'm on the road more than him, so we haven't been able to do it. But he played a demon in a suit.
Demon in a suit. Okay, can you describe the episode to me?
Jason Stewart plays a smarmy... that's most of the demons, though.
Oh, hang on. The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Was that it?
Maybe.
Yes, because it had... Shit, I'm forgetting his name, but he was in 2 episodes of Charmed and 2 episodes of Buffy. He was the guy who played the big blue demon with the horns that they had to piece back together.
Maybe.
And he was like
He was getting a lot of work in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Brian something. But no, that was one episode he was in. And there were the four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. For some reason, instead of having famine, they had strife.
Right.
Which was weird. And I'm pretty sure the green tie was that one. Him. Probably. Maybe?
If we had the internet... See, here's the thing about the Joko Cruise. It's 2,000 nerds, and we've broken the internet. And then this time, they decided to charge us by the minute. So we're out in the middle of the ocean, you guys. And I think we're still in the Sea of Cortez. But it can't... There's no internet, is what I'm saying. And so we can't look up Jason Stewart. If I think of it, I will put a link to Jason Stewart's IMDb page, and then we will all know. But he was great.
Demons in the Suits only makes me think of that episode.
Fair enough.
So hopefully I'm right. If not, I'm at least in the ballpark.
Right, and you can look forward to it on a later season. So Rose McGowan comes in.
And she has replaced Prue in the power lineup because she has telekinesis. It just orbs over to her instead of actually, like, you see it moving.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's more of a...
She calls for it and it appears, or she, like, throws it.
It's like the thing on Star Trek.
Teleportation, yes.
Yeah, it's a
transporter.
It's a transporter.
Yeah.
She has transporter powers.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
It even kind of looks like it because the orbs.
Because of the particles.
The
Particles
orbs,
go
yeah.
away and then particles show up. Mm-hmm. So orbing.
Yes.
And super fun. And
Yes.
then she too can orb.
Yes, she can orb. She can teleport herself.
Where does she go? Does she go anywhere?
Everywhere.
Is she ever anywhere she wants to go?
She becomes their magical messenger service when Leo's not doing it.
Right, because, Leo's got to dash off and go look at things, right?
Yeah, for the most part, Paige doesn't get the job of a white lighter. She just gets some of the powers. I don't think she can heal either.
Wait, I think she can.
Maybe?
I think
she probably figures out
but
how
she
to.
needs an assist.
Yeah, that's
initially.
it. That's it.
And then it all comes together for her. It's like a learned skill eventually.
Yes.
I like this show so much. Are there flaws?
They apparently had no one working on continuity ever. Ever. Or at least if they did, they were not doing a very good job.
Or they weren't good at it.
No,
It's,
the aforementioned Halloween episode, when the girls go through this portal that got summoned by Balthazar, who we haven't technically met yet in the episode.
Balthazar.
Uh-huh. Which is how I say it, but apparently it's Balthazar as written, and no one ever says it like that.
Nobody ever says that.
No one ever says it like that. Played
Because-
by Julian McMahon.
Who went on to do
he plays
so
Cole.
much.
The Balthazar person is played by a different guy.
Right, Cole.
Mike something.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Who also
Cole.
plays one of the demons that comes to find the girls in that particular episode. He's one of the Grimlocks.
And who's Cole in love with?
Phoebe.
He's in love with Phoebe.
He's in love with Phoebe.
Oh my God, I remember that now.
Uh-huh.
And I loved him in that.
While
role.
Phoebe's being all college girl.
Right.
Like serious college. I'm going for psychology so I
Right.
can do social work.
Right.
Or whatever.
She's going to change the world, but not with clearly...
Change the world, change your hair.
Right, all of it happens.
Yes.
She's blonde that one year. But so Cole...
More than 1 year, actually. She's blonde into season 4, and then it changes at some point, and then she gets married, and she's got the super short bangs.
And they have the Antichrist, if I remember correctly, don't they?
They don't have the Antichrist. They almost have the Antichrist.
Okay.
And then they transfer it over to a black lady, and she gets obliterated by it, because she apparently can't handle it, because no one could handle it. Because it's the Source's baby.
It's the Source's baby.
Yes.
And then Cole becomes the Source, doesn't
Cole
he?
had been the Source at this point, yeah. And then he,
Right.
reveals it, and turns Phoebe to evil,
Right.
and...
Well, then they're going to be the queen of the
And
underworld.
then Phoebe starts wearing eyeliner a lot.
Yeah.
And drinking this weird ass tonic that makes her more evil.
Right.
And trying to kill her sisters.
Wait, because there's the essentially, as per usual, late 90s, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different time. Not always a better time. Nope, because we're talking, and it happens to this day, episodes of Bones and Castle and whatever, NCIS. They dash off to New Orleans for some reason, and then there's a voodoo plot.
I remember that.
There's always a voodoo plot. So, but the black lady you're talking about was like the hand servant, one of the servants of the Source.
Oh, I recently saw her in an episode of Daredevil, I believe.
Right.
Yes. Right? Yes.
Maybe.
Second season?
Here's what I want her to play, quite honestly. And
It
I
was a
don't
Marvel
think it's,
thing.
I think it's a different actress. I have that facism, which isn't racism, but
It's also not fascism.
it's also not fascism, and it might be self-absorption. But whatever it is, I want her to play, but she doesn't. Because there's an older black lady actress who plays Deadpool's landlady.
Oh, yeah.
And I forget that lady's name.
I don't think I ever knew it.
She's been in everything, though, for like 30 years.
Oh, I bet.
Just-
You know who she reminds me of? Nichelle Nichols.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so the woman who played the second to the Source in Charmed.
The Seer.
The Seer, that's it.
Uh-huh. Eyes would go all pearly white.
Thwap.
She'd see shit.
Exactly. And then, not telling you.
She had a beautiful cadence of voice, too.
Her voice was amazing.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, good times were being had.
Uh-huh.
But she gave that drink to Phoebe. She's like,
Yeah.
you got to drink it. It's good for the baby. It turns out it was full of evil, that drink.
It was so full of evil.
It was made of evil.
It made her so evil.
I went to a bar a couple of months ago, maybe a month ago, and it was a Star Wars themed bar in Hollywood, California.
Was it one of those pop-ups?
Yep. And
yeah.
it's at the Chinese Man Theater. And I don't know why this took 700 years for a bar to do this, but essentially I got like a fruity fruit drink with dry ice in it. Good times.
Ooh, I had one of those in San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should always happen.
Uh-huh.
I
It was
would
a pina
like
colada
a
for me.
sparkly, otherworldly looking drink that is also chilly.
Yep.
That has been kept chilled by a piece of dry ice. And, but if I remember correctly, the sear was constantly boil and bubble, toil and trouble kind of thing.
Yep.
And that is the other thing Piper did, is because she was the cook, she would always cook the potions. Remember when she was making potions?
Oh, yeah. She did that a lot. And then she started teaching Paige how to do it. Mm-hmm. And I remember the episode where she was, like, quizzing her on all of the herbs when they were walking around some garden or something.
Because she knew things. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart.
I want you to know that we're pushing an hour here.
Okay.
What would you like to really say, Kendra Zzyzwyck, about Charmed? Would you encourage people to watch it
I
if they've
really
never
would.
seen it?
I really would.
Do you think it holds up starting new?
Emotionally, I would say yes. Mm-hmm. The outfits don't hold up very well the further back you go.
Well, maybe we've come over a hump and they're popular again.
Some of the storylines don't hold up that well.
Okay.
But it's so emotionally resonant, and I love the idea of trying to navigate the intersection of your duty to, like, your family and trying to change your destiny based on what your family's been doing.
Right.
So it's like, okay, here's the path we've gone. We should forge a new one. And then you realize, oh shit, that's all anyone ever did before us. So, but also, like, supporting each other.
Right.
Because, you know, when you grow up in a family that doesn't really have that, you're like, yes, give me more.
Right. And the chemistry between those three actresses was exceptional.
Mm-hmm. And then
Daryl and
shifting
Leo
it.
and
adding
even-
Rose taking out Shannon, that was pretty cool. It
And
was
it
a very
worked.
different dynamic.
It was a different dynamic,
Because
but it
then
actually did work.
Paige gets to be the wild child.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's and Piper becomes the bossy
Piper
hero.
becomes boss mom.
Yeah, she's boss mom and sort of the hero of the family.
Boss sister mom.
Yep. Where's that cartoon, you guys? Boss sister mom. Never make it.
Never.
We never even spoke it. Strike it from the record.
What?
Rangers?
What are we talking?
Exactly. So, yeah. So, you guys, if you want to follow Ginger Blivett, which is Kendra Zzyzwyck.
Mm-hmm. A Blivett is also
What is a
known as the
Blivett?
devil's tuning fork.
Oh, is that why your picture on this Cruise Monkey app is a tuning fork?
Yeah, that's it's that specific tuning fork, the one that has 2 at one end and 3 at the other.
Yeah?
That's the devil's tuning fork.
Why is it the devil's tuning fork?
That's just what it's called. It's an optical illusion.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. That's literally the Wikipedia
Image?
photo.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So it
And
could
I
have
was
been
like,
anything.
that's colorful. I'll use that.
Right. You deal with instruments in
Although I
life.
think I chose that before I was doing that. So, hey,
Weird.
self-destination,
Exactly. See how it works? Charmed,
self-fulfilling prophecy. There we go.
family, and now it's all happening. So you guys, at Ginger Blivett, Charmed Chats podcast with your friend Kat. You guys talking about episode after glorious episode of Charmed.
Yes.
And what we've done here is we've meandered around the television show Charmed.
Yes.
Which means you can start, and you know that things change. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter. Celebrate these lives
Absolutely.
as they have begun and go forward. It's actually, I genuinely love that first 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think probably season 4 or 5 is my fave.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that Rose?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do love season 3 because they get into some, like, really cute tropey episodes.
Yeah.
Like the 7 Deadly Sins one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Uh-huh.
What's another one?
Well, of course, the one where they go back in time because the
That's
outfits are just
right, the
gorgeous.
Halloween.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's a great one. And then there's always some handsome guy on a horse.
Yes, with a bad wig.
Bad wig.
A lot of bad wigs.
Yeah, that'll happen. Guys, I'm on the Joko cruise. I'm recording episodes of the Dork Forest. This has been one of them. I'm with Kendra Zzyzwyck. You know the rules out there. Thank you, by the way, for being on the program.
You're welcome.
All right. And Rangers, you know the rules, which is take care of each other.
My hat, my hat, my hat. They're dancing around my hat. My hat, my hat, my hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh, my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?